Salil, you've made a big name for yourself in not-for-profit. Very few have reached the position and recognition that you have achieved in life. What prompted you to choose the path less traveled, and how has been the journey?
No, thank you for this kind introduction. I'm not sure it's very justified. Um, I've grown up in India at a time of great political turbulence. Both my parents have been active in social movements and social justice issues. So, for me, choosing this path was the natural path. I would say that my time in IIM Ahmedabad and the few years I spent with Wipro, which is my campus placement, were probably the aberration. So, in a sense, it was my natural calling was towards justice and poverty and fighting poverty. So,
And or if I may ask, your experience at IIMA, the education and the peer group interaction, the interaction with faculty, how did it help you in your journey, and what did it bring to your career?
no, I think I think I had some of my best years here. I made amazing friends, and we had a. It wasn't easy. I mean, the 2 years the academic side was difficult, particularly if you're a non-engineer. It's very math heavy, and it was a struggle in some ways. But very looking back, I think the kind of analytical frameworks it presented, it equipped me with, and the kind of problem-solving approach. All of those were very important, and but also it really was important to understand how businesses think, how people in that world, what frameworks they use, because I've spent a lot of my life critiquing that, so it was important to understand it.
And today the younger generation, unlike our generation, tend to take the path which at our time was really rarely taken. And not-for-profit is no longer the perceived the way it was in your generation. What would be your message to our students and students in general that about the sector, and what are the fascinating parts, what are the challenges?
I mean, like any career, any path you take, it has its own challenges, and it's not kind of everything looks romantic from the outside. So I don't want to exaggerate the kind of excitement and the satisfaction that work in a kind of public domain offers to you, the non-profit work. But I think certainly my message to the younger students on campus and others who are considering these options is that the fact of the matter is, you can't be in a world which is a cocoon or isolated from the bigger picture anymore. I mean, all businesses, you can't just say that you generate employment, you pay taxes, so you don't need to worry about anything else, because the world is in such a difficult situation, and India itself is facing so many challenges that you have to engage with the reality of the world outside. I mean, the levels of poverty, inequality, injustice that we are seeing is causing huge amount of social tension and political turmoil. So I think for students who are considering this, I would say that don't wait for another 30 years. A lot of my classmates, when they get to 50, 55, they get to a point of spirituality and being concerned about these issues. I'd say that, jump in now. And these days, the jobs are much more organized, they pay reasonably well, and it's hugely personally satisfying. So I really encourage people. I'm happy to talk to anybody who's considering this course.
And how's it coming back to campus? Because you come back after many years to alma mater, and it's have you remained connected with your batchmates through those years? And how's the journey back to campus? And what do you feel being here, especially at a time when your batchmate is also the director of the institute?
I mean, I must say that's one of the most weird parts, that we have one of our classmates now. At the time when we were here, we never thought that one of our batchmates would be heading the institute. So it's greatly sort of motivating and exhilarating to be back here. You make good friends, lifelong friends when you're here. The 2 years here are very intense, and that's probably one of the best things that happen here. So it's like amazing to be back. I'm really excited, and brings back a rush of memories of very scary math classes for a non-engineering student, and amazing basketball, and those walks to the SAP stores and all those things. I don't know how many of those things even exist now, but it's also sobering to realize that most people who are studying here now are actually people who were not even born when I was studying here. So that's sobering as well.
And what do you plan to do? Because Amnesty and the not-for-profit sector, you've been uh, there for such a long time, and once you decide to step down at some point in time, what's a journey that you would want to consider in the years, the later years in life?
I'm hoping that I'm not so unfit to do anything else after doing this for so many years. I'm hoping to be back in India in a year's time when I finish my term with Amnesty. And looking forward, I mean, India has many, many challenges, and I'm looking forward to my interest in the space of governance, accountability, state responsibility. Those are my concerns and issues. I hope to be able to contribute and hopefully stay connected when I'm up. Well, I'll hopefully do more here as well. So let's figure this out.
IIMA is really proud of distinguished alumni like you, and we take great pride that it's not just the business leaders that this institute contributes to in the country and all over the world, but also the people in not-for-profits and sectors which are lesser ventured into. Thank you for.
Thank you. I mean, I would be remiss on my part if I don't also thank the institute, but also, even when I was here, we had people like Samuel Paul, P.R. Shukla, Neil Gupta, so many names of kind of stalwarts of the time. And Ravi Mata is an inspiration. The campus was created with a very strong social purpose. So, and all of that has guided me through my years as well. And I'm very grateful to, this amazing institution for everything that it's done for me. I'm really excited to be back on campus. It's only the second time that I'm back after I left in 1983. It's very sobering to recognize or come to terms with the fact that most people on campus now were not even born when I was studying here. And it's great to be here at a time when my batchmate is now the director, Ashish Nanda. I think my main message to the students and people who are considering, alternative career paths like working in non-profits or the sort of public sector, the social sector, is that I'm happy to talk to any of you who are considering it. But I think it's a very satisfying choice to make, and I would say that you shouldn't wait for another 30 years to make that choice. The non-profit sector is much more organized now. It's reasonably well-paying, structured, very different from the time when I had chosen to go there. So, it's difficult anymore for you to separate the world of business from the real world because social cohesion, rule of law, all these things are so essential for businesses to even succeed. So, I think the boundaries are more porous these days. So, absolutely, I'd encourage you to at least explore these options and have these conversations. So, thank you.